Very unfortunately, the woman died on top of the man, and the children have lost their mother just like that. In my final analysis, I want to just bring to your knowledge that adultery is more expensive than you ever can imagine. Before you involve yourself into adultery, think again. Welcome to Living and Cleaving family. I hope we are all doing well. Good afternoon to everybody. Remember, unpleasant decision is lame. Don't forget. Yes, we downplay so much on grace. But before I share what brought me today, I wanted to know how much you know about cultural traditional infidelity consequences. How much do you know? And just in case you don't know much about these cultural traditional infidelity consequences, I'm here to let you know that they vary widely across regions and different communities. I would say these African cultural traditional infidelity consequences, and of course, some African. These consequences include death, deadly sickness, or very terrible diseases, like boils, and it's not your normal daily sickness. Social ostracism. This is isolation that you know nothing about. Because of the dishonor, there's going to be honor killing. There is stoning. There's also stalking, of course, where the two people get stuck. Now, let me leave that alone. A quick story of what happened last week. A married woman went to a hotel room to sleep with a young guy. After they slept, they figured that they were stuck together. They thought it was a joke, but one day passed and nothing happened. They were so much in pain, they had to call the attention of the manager of the hotel. This was happening in Africa. The attention of the manager was called, and the manager didn't know what he was going to do. He had to get a camera person for documentary because at that point he didn't know what was going to happen next. So now they started documenting every single day they went to the hotel to document. Second, third, fourth day, the woman refused to call her husband. She finally released her husband's information. By the time they got the attention of the husband, this man knew what was happening, but he was only waiting for that call, and he felt very disappointed because he said he provided everything for that woman, financially and otherwise. He takes care of this woman in a way that she didn't have any reason to leave the house, but then she chose to leave and she left. She said the woman was going to be there to bear the consequences, that the woman should have understood their culture. Himself is a traditionalist. The man finally went on the seventh day. By the time he got there, the wife was already dead, still stuck on the guy. They were separated. This married woman went to sleep with a young guy. And then after the husband called them separated, he left the hotel room. Before he left, he told the guy, in the next 7 days, you're going to face your own consequences. And when the guy asked, what can I do to be alive? He mentioned a whole lot of things. Now, to do sacrifice to keep the guy alive, what was mentioned was a whole lot. Of course, you can't compare anything with life, right? But it depends on the personality. What if you don't know where to go get everything they're asking for? And this is just a big shame. Like, you have to run around the whole world, go to the bank and tell them, look, I need to borrow 10 million naira because I need to perform some sacrifice. I slept with someone's wife and the wife is already dead, and I need to perform some sacrifice to be alive. You have to use your own hand and advertise this shame. We just need to understand that every day may be for a thief, but just one particular day is for the owner of the house. We can commit evil the first day, we survive it, commit the second day, nothing happens. And then that is when we downplay on faith. Well, God understands that my man is 1 minute man. God understands that my woman is so fat and even can't move around. God understands that I am far away in another land. My spouse is far away. God does not understand what you think he understands. You just have a particular day that if you don't change, you will pay for it. A lady, I think this particular one happened about last year. So she's in Africa, her husband is outside the country. And then for her, she said that she knows about the culture, infidelity culture that kills. Like in that particular culture, if the woman sleeps out, the man dies. But of course, something terrible happens to the woman. I think they just allow her to like suffer shame and sickness after they have banned her because they're not going to stay in the land. They'll ban you. That is when you can face social ostracism or whatever. They'll parade you around the community naked and all the rest of it. So anyway, she knows about the culture. She thought that culture forbade her from sleeping with a man. She went to sleep with her fellow woman. Her husband became so sick. The community invited her to find out what she has done. She told the truth that she slept with someone, but it was not a guy. She slept with a lady. Sadly, trying to run away from the culture, infidelity consequences, she went to sleep with a woman, thereby committing, what do you call this? Lesbianism. You did lesbianism, which is against the word of God. And at the end of the day, nature, culture, and tradition of that land still came upon her. It was a very terrible situation. I can't remember what happened next. But one thing I want to say before I leave, Hebrew chapter 4 verse 13 says that nothing is hidden from God. Even when you do it and nobody has caught you, you just can't go home and be so excited that even God himself is blind. He just meant it was not your day. He's just giving you another chance, maybe just one more chance. When messages like this drop, it is the Lord trying to save at least one person, and that person might be you. Before you try to sleep with another person's husband, another person's wife, I suggest you go to the CDC of your community or go to your village shrine and make a request of all the files of Ikuku to understand these cultural traditional infidelity consequences before you sleep with another person. Remember, Revelation chapter 3 says, he who has ears, let him hear. God bless you. Thank you for listening.